Autumn had begun to cast its golden shadows over Venice, reflecting warm colors on its canals, where boats slowly passed under the ancient bridges. In this city beloved by lovers, Lucia and Marco were living a love story that seemed destined to be immortalized by the Adriatic Sea. Lucia was a bewitchingly beautiful woman, with blue eyes that reflected the sky itself and chestnut hair that flowed like a torrent of burnt gold. She knew her effect on men, and even enjoyed it. She wasn't looking for love so much as admiration, like an artist exhibiting her work in the finest galleries. Marco, on the other hand, was a man of equal pride. Tall, with a quiet charm, he was not easy to tame, and this was precisely what initially attracted Lucia to him. On a cool autumn evening, they sat in a restaurant overlooking the Grand Canal, where the city lights danced on the water. The atmosphere was ideal for any two lovers, but tension crept between them, like falling leaves being ruffled by the wind. Lucia took a sip of red wine and said in a haughty tone, "Marco, sometimes I feel like men are all the same, vying for my attention, but eventually they get bored, or I get bored of them." Marco looked at her silently for a moment, then smiled coldly and placed his glass on the table. "Maybe the problem isn't men, it's your reflection in their eyes." She raised an eyebrow in surprise, as if his words weren't just a response, but an unexpected blow to her ego. Marco wasn't an easily provoked man, nor did he fall for her beauty as others did. "You speak as if you're not one of them, Marco." He looked toward the canal, its waters reflecting the moonlight, and said with deadly calm, "Because I'm not, Lucia. I thought I loved you, but now I realize I was just reaching out to someone who might not even exist." Her features froze for a moment, as if Marco's words had ripped the rug of trust from beneath her feet. No man had ever rejected her like that. No one had ever made her feel like she wasn't the center of the universe. Marco stood, put on his coat, and gave her one last look before saying in a low but sharp voice, "Enjoy your world, where everything revolves around you, but I won't be one of your planets anymore." Then he left the restaurant, leaving Lucia sitting alone behind. For the first time, she felt the true sting of autumn, not the cold weather, but the cold loneliness of finding no one to reflect you the way you wanted.